Oh, hiya, Karl Frisch. Your colors were what?
Good morning. I had no idea that you graduated with the Venga Boys.
Mm-hmm. You listen. If we all went to high school with Rocky Mountain Mike, we all would have gotten individualized jingles when we got our degrees.
It would have been the longest graduation ever.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. Wait. So your colors were black, gold, and clear.
Silver, black, silver, and clear. You have to get it right because it makes so much sense. Yeah, these are the kinds of things that you look at when you're 18 or 17 and you think, oh yeah, that's interesting. I'm really deep.
Well,
and then
interesting.
That's subversive.
Interesting that you ended up a fancy school board member when your school didn't even teach you that clear is the absence of color. But okay. All right, let's just move on. Karl, okay, so where do you come down on this whole January 6th commission? Because you are a former Republican, come from a Republican family like mine, and I just they do not negotiate in good faith about anything. This is not any version of the Republican Party that you or I or our parents would recognize. I mean, and again, I keep saying we're screaming about Benghazi. Why don't we just do it? They didn't bother with any of this. They just did whether it's a select committee. Pelosi talked about this. Give me 7 and let's get Karl's reaction on the other side.
My colleagues, the press says to me, why don't you just go do your own task force, your own select committee and to investigate this? You have the votes, you have the subpoena power, you have this or that. I said, I don't want to do that. We want this to be, as it is shaped, bipartisan, with shared responsibility, shared staff, in a way that the public will have respect for the outcome.
Okay, so I would never underestimate Nancy Pelosi politically. I mean, perhaps this is smart because you make it very clear the Republicans, Schumer's going to put it on the floor, right? Make it very clear that they do not want this because the point is they gave them everything they wanted, Karl, to make it bipartisan. So now what?
Well, now it's put up or shut up, right? We can expect that Republicans will turn it down in the Senate or try to stop it in the Senate. And they will have to own that. I think part of this is the history that's going to be written about this era of American politics. And if Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer put forward something designed to have broad respect and support because it is bipartisan and that it is something done by all of Congress, they will have done their job, even if that's not the direction we go, right? If we have to go at this alone because they won't join us, then that's what we'll have to do. Right. But attempting this at first is probably the best thing they can do because it shows a seriousness.
Well, I mean, and I think you're probably right politically, Karl, but what's amazing is look at all these Republicans. They really think that we will have forgotten by now. This is what they're trying to do, is drag this out as far away from it as possible so they can say it was just tourists and there was no insurrection and
Mike Pence's own brother.
Oh my God.
For crying out loud.
Oh my God.
I mean, but how unpopular do you have to be in your own family to have your brother reject an investigation into a mob of people who wanted to hang you?
This is what Aaron tweets. Greg Pence votes against the commission to examine those who called for his brother's death. George P. Bush supports an ex-president who brutally attacked his dad, uncle, and even mom. Ted Cruz supports an ex-president who trashed his wife's looks and implied his dad killed Kennedy. I mean, this is just a personality cult at this point.
And they call liberals cucks. I mean, come on.
Right. Well, okay, but Karl, goes to your point of, okay, so politically, yeah, it's smart. We've tried it, obviously put it out there. We tried everything we could in a bipartisan way. So it gives whatever we do more credibility. But I think what they're hoping is it just stalls it and puts it farther and farther away from when it happened so they can try to spin their own version of truth as they're doing. Right. But I mean,
I think look, there are going to be a segment of this country that believe what they put out there because they need the cognitive dissidence to survive. right? That's why they watch Fox and Newsmax and all the other right-wing propaganda, because without that, they can't live in a world where they are challenged. And so those people are going to believe what they're going to believe. But there is a segment of this country that watched with their own eyes exactly what happened.
Right.
And they're not going to believe for a second that this was a bunch of tourists walking around taking a tour and learning about all the statues in Statuary Hall. These were people there to overthrow the government.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Karl, we were saying, there's a bunch of ideas out there. Lawrence Tribe says we should have a grand jury with equivalent subpoena power to be convened by the U.S. Attorney for D.C. with the AG's approval. Someone else said AG Merrick Garland should just appoint a special prosecutor. I mean, these are all different. I say all of the above. We do a select committee if we can't get a bipartisan commission. And obviously, there's two tracks that Merrick Garland.
And you never know what one of these might turn up, right? I mean, so why not do both? Why not have the power of the Justice Department looking into this independently and having a congressional investigation as well? What the Justice Department does will be behind doors, closed doors until they're finished. Congress can do this in an open, methodical way so that the American people can be brought along for the investigation.
Yeah, I mean, they did it specifically, as Kevin McCarthy admitted, to hurt Hillary Clinton's poll numbers, knowing she was not guilty of anything. This is an entire party that is guilty of treason, of insurrection. And,
Well, they didn't just do it once, right? They did it hearing after hearing after hearing that showed the same thing. Yeah,
exactly. You brought up OAN, so I'm going to let you and Travis completely take the shrapnel for us playing these Trump sound bites right now. Also, I blame you because you did the best Trump impression of the Sexy Liberal Tour, which is saying something because we have people saying a lot of other really excellent Trump impersonators.
It was more
but you did the whole
than voice.
Yeah, you did the whole orange jumpsuit wig, the entire thing. I saw the wig, which startled your dog quite a bit.
I mean, it looks like I have another dog, frankly.
Yes.
Okay. It has been mothballed, much like the former president.
Okay. But this is the kind of crazy town we're in. He knows this is too crazy for Fox. Like where is he on OAN? He's like, they're the only ones telling the truth about the election. Okay, here he is. Sorry.
Will the same thing happen again in 22 and 24? And if we can't convince people that won't happen again, or if we don't get right down to the bottom of it and change it, those people aren't going to be there to vote. So the Republicans are going to have to do something, whether it's Mitch McConnell or Kevin McCarthy or the leadership locally. They have to do something.
Who is that very deep investigative reporter there, Travis? Who's that?
That was Chandelier Ryan.
Chantal.
Her name is Chandelier?
Yeah.
Oh, Chantal.
No.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I'm calling her Chandelier Ryan from now on.
All right. One more.
There was an expression that I've heard that you've heard for many years. The vote counter is far more important than the politician.
That's not how it goes.
Or the person running
Idiot.
for office. And that was the case in this instance for the presidential election. Very sad that this could happen. It was a third world election.
Well, it looks like a lot of that may well be uncovered very shortly. So
being uncovered
hopefully
now.
we see that.
And it'd be nice if the papers would report it.
Oh, I see. That's the problem. The papers. The papers, Grandpa, aren't reporting it. The papers aren't reporting what's really happening.
I mean, in fairness to the president, the former president, I do have that famous saying on a needlepoint pillow in my living room. It's not the politicians who matter. It's the people who counting of the votes that are important in this situation. It's a big pillow, but
it's a floor pillow. It's a floor pillow. Yeah.
I love what she says.
One of those boyfriend pillows that you hug.
I love she says it looks like a lot of that may be uncovered very shortly. And he says that's being uncovered now. Oh, hopefully we'll see that.
I mean, at least she didn't say some people are saying it'll be uncovered very soon.
Oh my God. All right. And then Sean, we'll need some dueling sad violins because it's so sad. Sad. So sad.
So sad.
So this is on the investigation, Karl. There's nothing that is more corrupt than an investigation that's in desperate search of a crime. Oh, it's weird he went after the black lady. I didn't see that coming. Did he focus specifically on Letitia James? That's weird. Huh. This is something that happens in failed third world countries, not the United States. If you can run for a prosecutor's office, pledging to take out your enemies and be elected to that job by partisan voters who wish to enact political retribution. Oh, is he talking about using a Justice Department, Carl, for political... That would be horrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And what's interesting here is he thinks that investigations shouldn't happen to look into crimes.
No, they should not.
To look for crimes?
No. That we are no longer a free constitutional democracy. No president has ever been treated the way I have. With all of the crime and corruption.
He's right. No president's ever been a crook like him.
No one's president's ever been this crooky.
Right.
It is kind of fun to think about the fact that he's under investigation for so many things in so many jurisdictions that the fact that we're even talking about who gets him first and which shit, how do we, okay. Well,
take solace in the fact that he is blogging all of this from the walk-in closet of the presidential suite at Mar-a-Lago.
From Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
From Mar-a-Lago, exactly. Let me just finish. No president has been treated the way I have. With all the crime and corruption you read about with others, nothing happens. They only go after Donald Trump. This is what I've been going through for years. It's very sad. Very dangerous tale for our country, but it is what it is. We'll overcome together. I built a great company, employed thousands of people. Michael Cohen says there's 14 employees of the Trump org. Employed thousands of people. All I do is get unfairly attacked and abused by a corrupt political system. Wow. Whiny little bitchitude in prison I don't think is going to play well. But, wow, Carl.
Get used to it. When the second that charges are filed, the second there's an indictment, this is all we're going to hear until that case is over. And, to be clear, what he's doing is exactly what he did in the election, right? He's setting up a scenario where whatever happens, he can claim that it's all fake, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the evidence that they will present in court. Doesn't matter the testimony they will get in court or the people to be close to him that he now says he doesn't even know, like maybe the CFO of his organization.
Yeah.
He will say that that's all fake and his people will walk along like lemming.
Oh, Carl, I was just going to say real quick. Hang on, where's my conspiracy music? QAnon? They're already saying it's all part of the plan. And he said that they're saying the news is meant to distract from Arizona's audit. Mm-hmm. One wrote, do you think they realize how much more, spelled MOAR, powerful Trump will be after being falsely arrested? The conceived continuous persecution of Trump is causing some to call him for violence. Oh, didn't we say this was going to happen? Didn't we say this is exactly like the cap?
Yes.
Right. One of them said, honestly, if New York Attorney General Letitia James ever seriously tries to put Trump in prison or any bull like that, I'm sure there will be at least 1 million patriots marching on that prison and tearing it apart. That's the next violence he's going to provoke, right? Against the who knows, the judge, the jury, the courthouse, the prison.
Whomever.
Yeah.
He's attacked judges before. So, he will do anything. I mean, this is what happens when you corner, a former president who has, no attachment to reality.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just buckle up. You're right. I mean, QAnon, will adjust to anything to go, oh, no, we knew this is supposed to happen. It's all going.
Well, I mean, it's all part of the plan, except it's the opposite of what they've been saying was going to happen, right? All of Trump's enemies were going to go to jail.
That's why it's so
clever. And now this is just part of the plan that he's going to go and maybe clean up the jail for them.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what the plan is here now.
Right. Okay, because that's exactly what we'd be expecting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Carl. Thanks for being my co-captain in Crazy Town. I appreciate it.
All right. I really like that jacket in honor of my my graduation. That clear jacket that you're wearing is
yes, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, keep your prison suit and wig ready for when Trump actually is indicted and goes to prison. And we're doing Sexy Liberal Tour live again, because
yes,
you're going to be the rock star of that. Okay. Love you.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Love you, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Carl will bring his dog and his toupee on a leash. It's twin leashes out on stage. If you have not heard of the Sexy Liberal Podcasting Network, your podcasting superstation, you suck. I mean,
Yes.
we have the smartest, funniest liberals in the country. Stephanie Miller's Happy Hour. We have John Fugelsang. We have Hal Sparks, Frangela, Final Word, and Idiot of the Week. We have Bob Seska. Oh my God. We have Jody Hamilton from The Bunker. We have Start Me Up with Kimberly Johnson. We have Unprecedented. We have the smartest, funniest podcast, period. Get it now. SexyLiberal.com.